Hello, everyone. Today, I want to cover the significance and the impact of the American Revolution around the world. And this is a topic that truly breaks my heart, basically, because this is something that I see on a daily basis when I talk to students. This is something that, for some reason, people have forgotten, right? So, this is something that I see a lot in, I guess, education. We have stopped teaching about why the United States became the most important country around the world, what made the US different. And, it really breaks my heart to ask students about the history of the US, things like, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And most of the students are clueless, right? So today I want to take this opportunity to talk about the significance of the American Revolution, why it changed the course of the world forever. And, I don't want to waste too much time in this intro, so let's get started. The idea of the American Revolution to me is always it's something that I always find fascinating, right? Because, I see it as this revolutionary point in American history, right? And not just in American history, but in the history of the world. Because you can truly say there's a before and after the American Revolution in the history of the world, right? So this is one of the most transformative events, and I want to take this opportunity to talk about those details, these nuances, and why it makes it one of the most important events in the history of the world, all right? So to truly understand the significance of the American Revolution in the history of the world, we need to see it in the proper historical context, right? So we need to go back in time, in 1776, right? So in 1776, most of the world was governed by monarchies, oligarchies, by the aristocracy. This wasn't a government of the people, right? We in the United States are the first experiment in self-government, right? It is the first time in history that this experiment is tried in giving people the right to govern themselves, right? And I know sometimes people bring up the idea of like, well, Greece had a democracy, and the Roman Republic, but these were not governments of the people, right? These were not, at least not in the way that we do it in the U.S. The U.S. is truly a government of the people, in which the people choose their own representatives, everyone, right? And the people choose their own laws, right? It is, like Abraham Lincoln mentioned, a government of the people, for the people, and by the people, right? This had never been done before, right? So we are the American experiment, and it is a truly transformative event, guys. And the best way for me to describe this on how significant this change in the history of the world has been is to think about it like this. Today, there's over 100 countries that still follow the democratic principles established by the US, right? So, it was truly a revolutionary movement in the idea of, the first step, in getting rid of monarchies, in getting rid of the aristocracy, in getting rid of the oligarchies, right? In establishing a new era in which the people govern themselves, right? It was an extremely radical idea for the time. It had never been tried, right? So when, Jefferson talks about a government of the consent of the governed, and the right to overthrow a tyrannical government, and he doesn't specifically mention it, but this idea of a social contract, and government that works for the purpose of the benefit of the people, these things are truly transformative, right? And they sound very radical for the time, and I think today just people forget that this is the system that the US established. And I think most of the people today, you know, just we have lived our life in a beautiful country, in a beautiful world that, the founding fathers got for us, right? But the founding fathers lived through tyranny, right? So they understood that, in order to get rid of the tyranny, we had to have a government of the people, right? And it was an experiment, right? But it worked, right? And they set the foundation for a nation that we still enjoy today, guys, right? To give you an example, the Constitution of the US is the oldest working constitution today, right? So most of the people today, we haven't lived through tyranny, right? We haven't lived through oppression in the way that our founding fathers did. So we have forgotten how truly transformative this nation was, or this moment in history was, right? So, it really changed the history of the world, guys. in the way, in many different ways, right? But after the US wins the American Revolution, a lot of other countries begin following suit, right? You see it in France, you see it in Haiti, you see it in Latin America. All of these countries begin having revolutions, and most of them established countries with democratic principles, right? They all want to follow the lead of the US because they understand that this is the future, right? Truly a government of the people. All right. So, there's a couple statistics that I always like to talk about that basically show you how, life altering these things were. Right. So, for example, in England, right, by 1776, less than 5% of the people voted. Right. So this is not a government of the people, right? This is a monarchy, right? If you compare it to the US, over 50% of the people who met the requirements to vote, participated, right, in government, right? So, the numbers are just out, you know, contrasting each other, right? From 5% to 50%, right? And that is at the beginning, right? 50% of the participation, right? Compared to 5% of the participation. This tells you of a government of the people, right? Or the other statistic that I like to bring up to illustrate this point is that, for example, in England, only 10% of the population at the time owned property, whereas in the US, about 75% of the population own property, right? So the numbers tell you the whole story, right? So, the US became this place of the land of opportunity, right? The US became this idea where social mobility was a thing, right? This idea of, the land of opportunity, the rags to riches, the self-made man, it is always and mostly exemplified in the US, right? Because in the US, this was a possibility, right? And I think it all has to do with the idea of land. It is the game changer, right? Because in Europe there is not, access to land in the way that America has, right? And what I mean by this is that you could be, a, regular person in Europe, or a poor person in Europe, and more than likely that was gonna be your whole life, right? It didn't matter how tough you worked. It didn't matter how long you worked. That never mattered, right? Your life was pretty much already predestined, almost, right? Here in America, we changed that, right? In the US, you had a lot of stories of this. You could come to America, have land, own property, pass wealth to your family, and basically build riches, right? You had this rags to riches stories becoming a commonality in America. And it's because the ideal property, so many people had access to property. And the key to all this is land, right? So America, you had the social mobility, you have an economic mobility because you could be poor, but that doesn't matter. That has to be your life. You could, work your way up to, middle class to upper class. You had the idea of a political mobility because you have a government of the people. Literally anyone could be part of government. It is not only, for a group of people, for an aristocracy, or hereditary titles. This is truly a government of the people. And the best example of all of this is, Andrew Jackson. He's not an elite. He's literally a self-made man who, comes from nothing, and he becomes the president of the US, right? And, you know, this is the best example of how America becomes the land of opportunity, right? And all of this is an example that the world wants to follow, right? The rest of the world also wants to bring this opportunity to their people, right? For everyone to have the possibility to be something, right? To be rich, to be part of the politics, to have a social mobility. Every country wants to be able to provide these things to their citizens, right? And we become the example, right? And this is why the American experiment ends up being a success, right? So we're not an experiment anymore by the mid 1830s. And we become the beacon that the rest of the world wants to follow, right? And you see it, in places in Europe, in places in Latin America, in places around the world. Everyone's following the lead of the US, right? Everyone wants to do what they want to do. And it all begins with the American Revolution, right? So This event is very transformative, right? It is when we start the standard, right, for all men are created equal, for a government with the consent of the governed, a government where we, have the right to overthrow a tyrannical government, a social contract where the government is supposed to work for the benefit of the people. So all these different things are part of the legacy of the American Revolution, right? We established this new form of government in which, it is really and truly life altering, all right? And so seeing how transformative and how important this event is in the history of the US and in the history of the world, it truly breaks my heart to walk into class and to ask students this type of questions, on the discovery of the America, on the American Revolution, on Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, US Constitution. And most students have not a single clue what I'm talking about, right? So I don't know if our public education is failing us and it's basically that they're not teaching it anymore or they're not teaching it properly, but it's something that is truly, heartbreaking. I don't know how else to describe it, right? To see our current generation of young people to not be able to appreciate how truly transformative this event was in the history of the world, right? So most of them imagine, the American Revolution as, well, we beat the British and we're independent, moving on, right? So they don't see the big picture, right? The idea of this is not just a we defeated England, right? This is a point in time in which there's a before and after, not just because of, American history, right? But because of everything that I just mentioned earlier, right? And these are the things that, young people should be learning when we talk about the American Revolution, right? It's not just a, we're free and what's next, right? It is about how these events have changed our world forever, right? It is about, coming to terms with, we don't appreciate the nation that was built for us, right? We have forgotten how truly blessed we are to live in this country, right? So, anyways, guys, I don't want to take too much of your time. This is my explanation of the significance and the legacy of the American Revolution. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be around. Be safe, okay? See y'all.